Hello and welcome to Azariah's Studio. My name is Sarah. I am the artist and designer behind Azariah's Studio. Okay, it doesn't happen as much with single crochets, but it can. If this new loop that you've pulled up gets really loose and gets behind this loop, they're out of order. If you're newer to crochet, you might not notice and you might finish the stitch. You might see something looks a little weird, but okay, whatever. We're just going to move on. It's more prominent with a double crochet or larger. Even with a half double crochet. I will show you with a double crochet next. All right, so double crochet, yarn over into the stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, draw through two, yarn over, draw through two. Okay, that's one that's normal and went well. Okay, and it's at this position that sometimes things get out of step. And they don't usually get out of step down here. It's these last two. Yes, you see me struggling a little bit and having to manipulate things, but it happens all by itself without things having to be manipulated. And I'm not really sure how. I just wanted to show you this so that if you have a stitch that's looking weird, maybe this is why. Because you might not notice until you get to the next row or round and you can't find the tops of that stitch. Here's that single crochet, which just straightened itself out pretty much. See, you can see something's not quite right with this double. You can see it on this side too. So you would end up trying to go into here. And it's almost like there's not another one over there. So something's wrong. You can see that these two are coming out of this one. So that's the loop you actually need to pick up. And I got it straightened out. Another thing that could happen, the phone rings. The cat jumps on you. Your kids suddenly need you, whatever it may be. And you have to immediately, not with the phone ringing, y'all, leave your crochet, you put it down, okay, then you gather it all, shove it in a bag, and when you come back to it, it's not on the hook. You're at these two, and you stick it in backwards. Don't notice. Crochet, and go on. This one's not going to straighten itself out. This one does look weird from the top, from the front, from the back. It's all kinds of messed up. So this is where you're going to have to make a decision. Part of it will depend on the work that's involved and how big the piece is. Are you going to rip and go back to it? Or when you discover it on the next row around, are you going to fudge it? Let's see what fudging does. Yarn split. Okay. So this one's not the offender. Yes, it is. This one is the offender. Okay, so this is the messed up one. I can go into these two. But it's going to leave something weird on the front. See, I've got this extra loop here. So if I know that, and I know that this is my right side, I can adjust for that. And I can go into these two and then do the next stitch. And now the extra loop's hanging out here on the wrong side. Here's the right side. And you see things sit just slightly off kilter here. My recommendation is that if you are going to put this piece in something that's going to be judged, I would rip back and fix it, even if it's a long way, because a judge is going to see this. They're going to see that something's not right. They may not be able to pick up that you twisted your hook and twisted the stitches, but they're going to know that something's not done correctly. Another way I've seen the loops get out of order, usually with a bigger stitch like a treble. So it's where you yarn over twice. And then you get here, this guy jumps this guy. So like as you're going to finish here, it can happen with a double too. It happens more frequently for me on these taller stitches, I think, because things just get a little looser and a little sloppier towards this last one. And again, I'm having to manipulate and do this, but I've had this actually happen while crocheting on my hook. I'm just going to do a double here, and then we'll look at these two. So the two tall ones were messed up. All right, so what to do? Almost looks like they have an extra stitch. Do you see that? So I'm in the top of this double crochet right here. And then here's this treble crochet. It's almost like there's a chain in between, but there's not a chain in between. So you got to figure out what's going on. And you can see here that this guy should be the top, and that other guy needs to come down beneath. Sometimes they will, and sometimes they won't. He's going to be a little bit looser, and that's something you have to decide if you can live with or not. All right, so do the same thing here into the back ones, skip those other ones, and it all works itself out. I'll show you the front. So this is the back side of those messed up trebles, and this is the front side of those messed up trebles. Not as bad to fix. Little more unusual on the front when you see it though, or from the top actually. And those are a couple of options you can choose from when your loops get out of order. Thank you for watching. If you liked what you saw, be sure to like and subscribe. If you have more questions, you can always email me, Sarah@azariasfiberarts.com, or drop a comment below. Happy making!